The Shark Deck.
I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. Good news if you're just trying to eat your fish and chips by the seashore in peace. They've hired somebody to scare away those stupid seagulls. Corey makes like $250 a day chasing away seagulls. The seagulls will come down and steal chips from people's trays. But the seagulls are having none of this. They've been taking revenge on poor Corey by leaving splotches on his car every day. He dresses up in a seagull costume, which looks like, say, a baseball mascot of a seagull. And he says, people love it. They approach me asking for pictures and whatnot. I feel like a bit of celebrity. I just charge at the seagulls when I see them. I also have to look out for them getting near people, and when they do, I run at them and get them away. I've had gulls hit me on the side of the face with their wings. They'll come down, they'll take your food. They do it so quickly you don't even expect it. It's quite frightening, especially for the older generation if they're walking alongside, having some chips. And at the moment, they won't leave my car alone. I clean it every day. When I come back, it's covered in seagull poop. He starts work at 6 a.m. One day he made like $80 in tips. It was a wedding party, and there was seagulls all over trying to get to the people. I went over and did my job, and they said, thanks for doing that and looking after us. There were maybe about 50 people. The shop owner said, it took me so long to realize what we needed, a live deterrent. If you spend some money every hour to keep the customers safe and the seagulls away, it's good for the shop. Congratulations to 93-year-old Joy Ryan. She has visited all 63 national parks, calling it the greatest privilege of my life. Joy and her grandson Brad started doing this back in 2015, and they visited Great Smoky Mountains National Park in Tennessee. They recently finished when they made it all the way to the South Pacific to American Samoa. See, I wouldn't have even thought about doing that. I would have stayed to probably the lower 48. Maybe remember the other 2 states. It wouldn't have occurred to me to go to American Samoa. Wow. Brad told Good Morning America, we departed from our hometown in Ohio at 3 a.m. on Saturday. We took a 2-day break in Oahu before boarding our final flight to Pago Pago, American Samoa. 3 flights and nearly 17 flying hours. You can follow their Insta at Grandma Joy's Road Trip. Brad said they're not done. They're going to take this thing international. They're going to go to Kenya on a National Geographic organized expedition as the first stop on a mission to touch all 7 continents. One of those continents is Australia. Terrible segue, Johnny Mac. Marine biologists are restoring populations of seahorses off Australia's east coast. A generation ago, divers might have seen 24 white seahorses at a time off Sydney Harbor. But coastal development and boat moorings have disrupted the habitat of the cool seahorses. Sydney Aquarium has a successful breeding program. After they hatch, they're taken to the refuges and lowered down into their hotels. The hotels are essentially cages meant for much larger animals. They create plenty of nooks and crannies that serve as a habitat for the seahorses. Good news if you want to own a lighthouse. Apparently, the U.S. government rarely sells off lighthouses to nonprofits interested in conservation. However, if no buyers come up, they auction them off to the public at prices ranging from $10,000, not bad, to nearly $1 million. Little warning, though, a total restoration could be thousands of dollars, while a simple cleaning is much less. New owners of lighthouses should expect to have to paint, clean, and possibly restore broken or missing items. Most lighthouses do not have any utilities, so it'd be a cost associated with making the lighthouse livable. This year, 6 lighthouses are being placed on the notice of availability, and 4 are going direct to public auction. Get your lighthouse now. Hey, good news for Kate. We figured out where your husband's been going. You see, Kate was walking her dog Grenson around the city center, and then the dog tried to make his way inside the sports pub, The Standoff. Kate tried to pull the dog, and the dog wouldn't budge. People on TikTok found this funny and said, if the dog stops at the betting shop, there'll be hell to pay. Another said, well, now we know where your other half says when they're going for a long walk. This is the real destination. Kate said, he's never actually been inside that pub to my knowledge. If my husband was taking him to the pub secretly, that'd be quite funny. He does go in other pubs. She thinks the dog probably just wants the attention, the food, and just loves social places. He's just a sociable dog. He loves people. He's stubborn. Anyone who has an Airedale would say the same. They have a mind of their own. They're very willful. The owners of the Standoff have promised Kate a free dinner. And if Kate takes Grenson the dog there for real, he can get a juicy steak. That's your 5 good news stories for today. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, wherever you get your shows. You have a great day.